All right, we are joined now by Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham. Coach, thank you so much. I know it's a busy week for taking some time.
Of course, I appreciate you having me.
You guys have won 5 in a row. You haven't lost a game in almost 50 days. This is the greatest turnaround in Arizona State history. 3 wins last year, 10-2 this year. How have you gotten that done?
I think we've recruited guys who love ball, who are good people, who are competitive. And, you know, I talk about it all the time, like competitive people win. People who love to compete all the time, and they're just good people. And I think we got a lot of good kids in here that are competitive, and I think they've really taken over the culture and taken over the program and made it their own. Like, this is a player-driven team, not a coach-driven team. This is all about them.
How does your staff, how do you find the players with that competitive gene, right? The guy who hates to lose at ping pong just as much as he hates to lose at football. How do you identify that quality?
Play ping pong with them, right? You know, play Madden with a kid, play chess with a kid, play spades with a kid, play NCAA with a kid, go play bags with a guy. Just talk crap to the kid, like back and forth, like, well, like, what are you wired? Like, how are you wired? Like, are you wired to be, like, fiery? Or are you wired to, like, oh, that was unfortunate that I lost. Let's go get more food. Like, no, play again. Like, that's what I want.
Well, you've gotten it clearly. You guys are headed to that title game. You're taking on Iowa State. A big reason you're there is Cam Skattebo. His season has been unlike any other, probably in Arizona State history. How has he found that gear to turn the page and to have a season like we're mentioning about? He's rewriting history books out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's put in the work. I mean, when he showed up here, he was unbelievable contact balance, hard to tackle just like last year. But this year, he really took another step. He really pushed himself to be the strongest version of himself, to drop body fat, to increase speed. And I think when he did all that, and then he started practicing consistently and started managing his body and taking care of his body and eating right, he really took his game to a level that I felt like he could get to, but a level that surprised everybody else around him what he's doing right now because of the work he put in and the sacrifices that he made this offseason.
All right, he's going to have to do it against a very good defense this weekend in Arlington. Anything in particular you're getting your guys ready for this week that they'll see that they're going to need to adjust to on the fly and execute?
Yeah, I mean, this staff was odd, 3 high safety. This is one of the originators of this system that's really kind of taken college football by storm. This is kind of where it started at the Division I level, was at Iowa State with Coach Campbell when he got there. And other people have emulated it. You know, their defensive or their linebacker coach left this last year to go be the DC at Cincinnati. So other people, their safeties coach 2 years ago left to be the DC at North Texas. So people are trying to take the special sauce that this defense has and bring it to their own teams because of how successful they've been. So they've been doing this scheme for a long time. They know what they're doing. They have different answers to pretty much everything you can throw at them. And you just have to have a plan for what they're going to pull out that week because they can do it all because, you know, how long they've been in this system.
So unfortunate, the news about Jordan Tyson. He's arguably been the best wide receiver in college football over the last 6 weeks. Is there a particular adjustment you make going into this game to make up for the absence of a player like Jordan Tyson?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Obviously, we got to get more guys the football, got to move people around more. So that'll be an adjustment for us. So yeah, there'll be quite a bit of a change when you lose a guy of that magnitude, like you said, arguably one of the best wideouts in college football. That's definitely cause to force you to adjust.
Well, one more thing for you before I let you out of here. A lot of people don't know, before you got this head coaching opportunity at Arizona State, you've always been up in the booth. How much different has it been for you? You know, this is your first run on the sidelines down there.
Yeah, it is quite different. It's kind of crazy. It's the last time I was on the sidelines before I took the head job at Arizona State I was the freshman offensive coordinator at Chaparral High School. That was the last time I had been on the sidelines of a football game.
And how old were you then? 17, 18?
I was 21.
Okay.
So, which is kind of wild to think I went all those years with being in the booth. And then you get your biggest job and they're like, all right, Go back down there. Okay, I guess that's how it works. I was contemplating for a while if I could be the head coach from the box, but people thought that'd be frowned upon.
Well, look, I can tell you what, you're making up for lost time down there on the field, what you're doing with your team, and then, of course, what you're doing for college football in the Big 12. Thank you so much for taking the time. Of course, we wish you the best of luck in Arlington.
Thank you, and go Devils.